answer that in two parts. The first is coming at it from a standpoint of what can you do to prevent recovery being needed? In other words, what inspired me to do what I do now, right? Is that three of the four members of my nuclear family had substance problems. And in recovery, I saw that what you learn there is it's not just a black art for dealing with substances, it's a balanced lifestyle to live life effectively. And if you live life effectively, by the way, including the way God designed it to be lived, we will tend to prevent those self-caused problems in our life. So I thought, why don't parents raise their kids this way? So whether your kids are in elementary age or in the preteens or the teens, even if you haven't foreseen or seen warning signs that there's a mental health or a substance problem, you need to be preparing them to live life well so that they'll avoid those things. And we have a methodology called PACES for parents, and that's an acronym. The P is for preparation, right? Understand that they're changing and you need to change too. The best way to be the best parent you can be is to be the best person you can be. So to get ready for that, preparation, to be proactive. The A in PACES is for awareness, to know that they're changing and to want to know what's really going on inside of them, to be aware of the challenges they're facing and to be aware of what you're going through. The C in PACES is for connection. It gets harder to talk to our kids when they're teenagers, but to connect with them where they are with empathy and with compassion, but yet still with truth and setting consequences when they need. The N for PACES is for education. You're going to have to learn some new things and you're going to have to help them understand new things because they're facing challenges. And that might mean you need to pause from your busy schedule occasionally to go listen to a podcast or take an online course and make sure that you're developing the skills so that you can walk alongside with them. And then the S in PACES is for steps, meaning do you have a plan in place? Doesn't have to be exhaustive. It doesn't have to be 10 pages, but have you thought for each of your kids, here's the challenge we're trying to help them walk through, and here's the opportunity we have to help them develop. And if we do these things, it will tend to help them do that. So my first answer is to think proactive and to help prevent those from happening. That said, sometimes stuff happens, right? We have material for, and by the way, I would say this to a parent. You can be the best parent in the world and one of your kids could still struggle. Don't be shocked if that happens. It can happen to any kid. And let me say something else. You can make lots of mistakes and your kids can still turn out fine. I'm not trying to minimize the responsibility of parents, but I'm trying to say you don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Just give it your best shot. Give it your best shot. And when you make a mistake, learn from it and get better. But when they start struggling, we have other material from just parenting teenagers. It's called parenting in a crisis. When, by the way, if you've been prepared, then you're not naive. You understand that when they're in the teenage years, the odds of them trying substances is huge. 3 out of 4 of them will. And they will certainly have friends who are doing it. And many of their friends will deal with anxiety and depression and hopelessness. That is reality. So if you're prepared for that, that means when they're a teen years, you need to be looking for things, right? You need to be looking for early signs of anxiety, as an example. And don't just say, well, Susie's going through a stage. She'll probably grow out of it. No, ask Susie what's going on and ask her what's bothering her. And this is not one conversation. This is an ongoing dialogue and help, so when they're moving in a crisis mode, all of this has to accelerate.